Cape Coral is home to Florida's largest population of burrowing owls. These small birds of prey have adapted well to urban settings where they inhabit golf courses, vacant lots, and parks, but they nest in underground burrows, which makes them vulnerable to new building construction and other human intrusion. For the past 9 years, volunteers with the Cape Coral Friends of Wildlife have worked diligently to protect the burrowing owls and raise public awareness about them.
What we do is we stake out the nests on the city lots, and this is to protect them from the lawnmowers that come, the city lawnmowers, so that the nests don't get run over. So we PVC them and we put a perch right next to the hole. And we keep it clean, we keep the hole open so that the owls can go in and out of the burrow. We go around once a week, but some of us go 2, 3, 4 times a week whenever we have the energy and time. Our citizens are extremely positive about our burrowing owls. They're extremely protective. We get phone calls all the time letting us know that people are harassing them, or kids are harassing them, or that the hole has caved in, or that the nest needs weed whacking.
So how do Cape Coral's human residents feel about their feathered neighbors? Do some of them also get involved?
This homeowner does take care. He has 2 nests just off of his property, and he does maintain them. He keeps it trimmed down. He keeps the burrow open so the owls can get in and out. He's got it marked off, and it saves us from having to weed whack, and we could move on to another area that needs it a lot more than this. But it's good that homeowners take care of these nests because it saves us time, and most of the homeowners are very positive. We'd like a lot more people to help out. I think a lot of people don't understand that they can take care of a burrow themselves. We'd like to show you how to do it. There's just a certain area that you have to be careful of when you go to the burrow because they don't dig very down far into the ground. So if you step on it, it can collapse. So we just like to show people where they can stand, how they can stand, and how they can maintain it.
Homeowner James Simone enjoys having a pair of burrowing owls living next to his Cape Coral home.
The owls are a big asset for our community. They don't bother anybody, and they're fun to watch. They're really fun when they call at nighttime, and then really they don't bother anybody, and they turn their heads around, really unbelievable, and really they're just fun to watch. I trimmed the weeds away from, so at least they can poke their head up though, and the female just stays there, but the male, if I leave the garage door open, he spends all day inside my garage on a couple of the railings, and I don't understand why they do that because we don't feed them, we don't do nothing for them, but I think they trust us, and so I think they're great, I really do.
But not everyone is happy to share their neighborhood with owls.
There's a conflict between people and burrowing owls sometimes, and we need to head off those conflicts and educate people to their importance and their value in the ecosystem. They're valuable for just the aesthetics. They're beautiful little birds. We can see them. It's wildlife that lives with us. But they're also valuable because they're very critical parts of the ecosystem, controlling insects and lizards and other things.
There's certainly no denying the appeal of these fascinating birds, but did you ever wonder why they bob their heads?
Well, the answer is that they have such really big eyes, which they use at night to find their food, that they have to have a bone inside the eye. And all birds have a bone in each eye that is a circle with a little opening in the front. But because of that bone, they can't move their eyes from side to side like you and I can, or up and down. They have to move from one place to another in order to look to get a different angle of view. And that's what they're doing. They're sizing things up, and they have to bob the whole body to do it.
The Cape Coral Friends of Wildlife volunteers use GPS devices to keep track of the owl burrows they find and pass the information along to the city of Cape Coral.
GPS coordinates help in a couple of different ways. The first way is if somebody plans on developing the land, they come in to apply for a building permit. We know that the burrow is there, we know the approximate location of the burrow, and we know how that's going to affect the building site. Another way the GPS helps is if a burrow is destroyed and we report that to Fish and Wildlife, they have actual proof, documented proof, that the burrow existed.
I think we have probably GPS'd at least 1,000. Sometimes there's several in the area. There'll be a nest, and when the owls nest starting in February, then they will build another satellite burrow nearby. So we count those nests as well because they're both being used.
While great efforts have been made to clearly mark the burrows, there are other human-induced hazards that threaten the owls.
There are lots of problems that the burrowing owls face in congested areas. For example, they fly relatively close to the ground, and in urban areas they have to fly across roads, and many of them are killed on our roads. A lot of them are also killed by dogs and cats, mostly cats, that are left out to run. If the one thing to remember is that these are relatively long-lived birds, and there's a lag time between a very serious problem that is causing their demise and their disappearance. So they can hang on for a long time and then just suddenly disappear from an area.
In addition to marking the burrows, the Cape Coral Friends of Wildlife volunteers serve as ambassadors for the owls.
If people want to get involved, they can pick up the phone and call us or check out our website to see how they can get involved. But one of the most important things is if they wish to have an owl nest established on their front lawns, because this is what really is going to preserve them. Once our lots are built out and the owls have no place to go, we will lose the owl population. So if you want to adopt an owl, we can come out, set a burrow. There is no charge for it. We will teach you how to maintain the burrow. And this is really the best of what we can do for our little friends.
Thanks to the concerted effort of local citizens, the future's looking a lot brighter for the burrowing owl, which is only fitting. After all, it is Cape Coral's official city bird.